Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. Got some cold brew action today. I just got my eyebrows like tinted and laminated. I've never done this before. For my birthday, my mom gave me money to try this because I've never done it before. I'll probably never do it again, but I was very curious. I kind of like it. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. This only lasts like 4 to 6 weeks, so if I hate it, whatever, but I think I like them. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a book haul. I don't have a lot of books here, but because I've been trying to cut down on my physical book buying and also talking about moving and stuff recently, so I have some though that I've collected or pre-ordered that have come in, so let's just go through them. The first one that's on top that just arrived yesterday, I think, is Tapestry of Fate by Shannon Chakravorty. This is book 2 in the Amina Al-Sarafi series. I've been trying to get the Fairy Loot editions of these, and I have read this and loved it. So I'm glad I've been able to continue to get these, but love Tapestry of Fate. I also really love the spines. They're very fun with the foiling. Next one is also a Fairy Loot book, and it's Shadow Reaper by Lynette Noni. I think I did an unboxing of this, but I don't know if I put it up on my shorts yet. So if you be on the lookout for that, but I fell in love with the Prison Healer series by Lynette Noni, so I'm hoping that I will like this one as well. I know in this it talks about like Grim Reaper or Reapers and then Hunters of Reapers. The art looks really cool inside. 17-year-old Reaper hunter Viridia Solis has made it her life's mission to capture their leader, the man who murdered her parents. But the notorious Reaper priest has eluded the best hunters of Everdeen Isle for years. Until now. When the priest's right-hand man, Reeve Ashton, is captured, he offers Vera a chance to avenge her parents for a price. She knows better than to bargain with the Reaper, especially this one, but his offer is too good to resist. Only trusting Reeve comes with a heavy cost, and soon Vera risks losing everything, including her heart. I'm excited about this. It was one of my anticipated releases, but I haven't been able to read it yet, so hopefully I can get to it at some point. And that I like it as much as I liked Prison Healer. Also have the Gravewood by Kelly Andrew. This was another Fairy Loot book, I believe. This one says, "Love is the deadliest bargain. Shay Parker has lived her entire life in the shadow of the Gravewood, a deadly forest that's cut her town off from the world. With resources dwindling, she's forced to ration her hearing aid batteries. When her stash runs out, she'll be left in silence. Her only hope is Oliver Lysander, the volatile leader of the vampires who rule the Gravewood. Their deal is simple. She gives him her blood, he brings her batteries. No lines crossed, nothing personal. Until Shay's best friend is lured into the Gravewood and her brother Asher Torley returns from the front lines, willing to expose Shay's darkest secrets to get her sister back. Ever the opportunist, Lysander offers a new bargain. If Asher kills his vampire rival, he'll help find the missing girl, and if Shay agrees to turn, he'll cure her ailing mother. But every deal pulls her closer to Lysander and to becoming a monster herself." Very interesting. I like the art there, it's cool. And another Fairy Loot book is A Heart So Green by Lyra Celine. This is book 3 in the Fairfolk trilogies, I think what it's called. This is the first and the second one. I read the first one. It's supposed to be kind of like a Swan Princess retelling, but there's a lot of other things going on, and I didn't love the first one. I'm hoping that I continue. I'm hoping the story kind of develops and I continue to like it. The edges are freaking amazing, so they're just so beautiful, but we'll see. I also got Rights of the Starling by Devney Perry because I did really like Sword and the Sparrow and have the traditionally published version somewhere that I can't find right now. And I wanted to keep up with the editions. The first one is kind of like a marriage pact between the prince and this girl. She's like whisked away to this kingdom that she's been told is evil and awful her whole life. But it's also very secretive. Like there's nothing written down and no maps that people get to see. So she's trying to find more information about this. But the more that she learns, the more she realizes her family might actually be in the wrong. Things go from there. I really love the creatures and the magic in this world. So I'm hoping it expands a lot in this one. I've unfortunately not continued yet. I also got like the special edition, traditionally published version of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. This is book 1 in the Bound and the Broken series. I got like a couple broken binding editions of this, but I didn't get the first one. And so I decided to kind of swerve and get the traditionally published ones instead. And then sell off my broken binding ones. So this is a series about dragons, and I've actually been really excited about reading this and wanted to read this for a long time, but never got to it. I do have the first and second audiobook, I believe, at least the first one. I've heard nothing but amazing things, and this was indie published for a while, so I'm glad that it's getting publishing that it deserves. Born in fire, tempered in blood, Etheria is a land divided by war and mistrust. The High Lords of the South squabble and fight, only kept in check by the Dragon Guard, traitors of a long time past, who serve the Empire of the North. In the remote village of southern Etheria, still reeling from the tragic loss of his brother, Kaelin Briar prepares for the proving, a test of courage and skill that not all survive. But when three strangers arrive in the village of Milltown with a secret they are willing to die for, Kaelin's world is ripped from under him and he is thrust headfirst into a war that has been raging for centuries. There is no prophecy, his coming was not foretold. He bleeds like any man, and bleed he will. Like I said, I know it's about dragons, and that's enough for me. Especially because I've heard just, like, amazing things. But I also was sent this arc, 1,000 Perfect Lies by Monica Murphy. Unsolicited arc. This isn't my kind of book, so I think I'm going to pass this along to somebody that will like it, like one of my friends. So we're going to get rid of this, but I did get it. I also got the Illumicrate editions, the new Illumicrate editions of Vicious and Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. They're pretty cool editions. I prefer the originals, but I do like that you can take off the cover and then it's like a cityscape. I'm very excited for Victorious. I'm a little hesitant on how to get my hand on Victorious, but hopefully I can get that. You should know about Vicious if you're on this channel, but it's my favorite book. I also have Rebecca Ross' Wild Reverence. I got it because it matches my edition of Divine Rivals. And this is like a prequel story about the gods that are featured in Divine Rivals, which is interesting. I also have, of course, The Exquisite Torment of Loving Your Enemy by Brigitte Knightley. This is book 2 in the Dearly Beloved duology, so it is finished, and I did read it and loved it. As a little bit of a spoiler, and I was able to get like my signed Barnes & Noble exclusive edition that I got last time. I love the different colorways, so I love that this one is blue, but I love this series so much. I'm actually planning on getting like 2 little tiny tattoos as like filler on this that represent Aren and Osric. I'm excited. Okay, next is a fairy lit book that I got in one of my 1 month, and it's Her Hidden Fire by, I'm gonna butcher this name, I'm so sorry, Cleodna O'Sullivan. And I actually have a little bit of a card here sitting here, and I'm going to tell you what the book is about. It says, in a world where magic belongs only to the elite, Edha is a servant girl with a hidden power. Forced to gamble everything in a world where magic belongs only to the elite. Forced to gamble everything to save the heir she loves. This looks cool. I love the sprayed edges on this because I love the cityscape and the dragon. And because there's a dragon on the cover, I demand there be a dragon in the book. So, there you go. I also got The Sun and the Starmaker by Rachel Griffin. This is another fairy loot book from my monthly subscription before I canceled it, because I did cancel it. This is cool. It's very wintry, snowy. There was once a village so far north that most considered it the top of the world, and in the village the sun fell in love with her Starmaker. It sounds kind of precious in just that little thing. Once upon a time, the sun fell in love with the Starmaker. Nestled deep in the snowy mountains of the Lost Range, the village of the Reverie is a small miracle. Beyond the reach of the sun, Reverie is dependent upon the magic of the mysterious Starmaker. Every morning, he trudges across a vast glacier and pulls in sunlight over the peaks, providing the village with the light it needs to survive. Aurora Finch, I love that name. Ugh, I've always loved that name for a girl. Grew up on the tales of the Starmaker's magic, never imagining she'd meet him one day. But in the morning of her wedding, a fateful encounter in the frostbitten woods changes everything. The Starmaker senses a powerful magic within her and demands she come study under his guidance. With her newfound abilities tied to the survival of the village, Aurora is swept away on his ice-covered castle and far away from everything she's ever known. The Starmaker is as cold and distant as the mountain itself, leaving Aurora to explore his enchanted castle alone. Yet the more she discovers about the sorcerer, the stronger their attraction grows, pulling her closer to the secrets he refuses to share. But a deadly frost approaches, and Aurora must uncover what the Starmaker is hiding before she is left in an endless winter that even the sun cannot touch. So, seems interesting. Alright, and then we have Game On by Nevessa Allen. I've read all of the Into the Darkness books thus far, up until this one. And I was planning on reading this one when it came out, but my TBR got away from me, as it tends to do these days. But this is following, well, I can't tell you who it's following because I feel like it's a big spoiler, but if you've read them, you know who it's following. And I'm very curious to see how this character develops. I will say there's like a loathing at first. There's like a hate to love situation, but also blackmailed into kind of fake dating, sort of. It's almost mafia-esque. So I do want to read this. I do think I'll like it. We'll see how it goes. And then, I guess I haven't done a haul since I got these in. I have my Fairy Loot editions that came in of the new Caraval, like the new Fairy Loot Caraval editions. And they are really pretty. I like the style. It's a very different kind of style, but Caraval. Super cool. And the inside dust jackets kind of look like the black UK editions. Or maybe the regular UK editions. Legendary. Finale. And spectacular. You know, I collect these editions, so this shouldn't be very surprising. I also got the Fairy Loot edition of The War of Wyverns by S.F. Williamson. I've already read this. I read it a while ago, but I wanted to kind of keep up with these editions also. I've really enjoyed this Dark Academia Dragon and Wyvern novel series. This one was a little bit intense and a little bit scary. Yep. I also have the Swan's Daughter Fairy Loot edition by Roshan Chotsky. I feel like most of the books I have from this year have been Fairy Loot editions that I just haven't canceled. And I cannot remember what this is now. Is this also a Swan Princess retelling? Prince Aras knows that marriage means murder. After a poorly worded wish generations ago, all one needs to rule the Isle of Melees are the heart and hand in marriage of the kingdom's heir, regardless of their survival afterwards. Aerys' only chance at long life is true love. When his parents announce a tournament of brides, a throng of beautiful bachelorettes arrives at the castle. But Aerys cannot tell who is there for out of love for him or lust for power. His only hope is Demelza, a Veritas swan who has fled to the castle for sanctuary. Demelza's song rings truth from lies, and so they strike a deal. Ares will hide her in exchange for her help to sort through their potential brides. But when love and truth become impossibly entangled, the two must decide what is more important, mere survival or chasing a life worth living. That sounds cute and kind of Swan Princess-esque. A different take on it. I've also talked about this book a couple of times on the channel already, but Starside by Alex Astor, I really wanted to get an edition of this because it's a beautiful, beautiful book. And I thought it was really cool. So I think I got the Barnes & Noble one. But I'm excited to read this. It's... I talked about this in a video recently, but it's in this world, the magic is based on the sword that you have, and you can steal these swords and wield them, claim your sword, claim your fate, and I thought that was super cool, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I also got Roles and Rivalry by Christy Boyce. I've already talked about this, I've already read this, but I wanted to keep up with this little YA contemporary D&D romance series. It's really cute and fun. Another Fairy Loot is The Dragon and the Sun Lotus. I think this is book 2 to The Scorpion and the Blossom by Emily Wen Zhao. I can't really talk about this one. But it says, oh, it's the breathtaking conclusion of the Three Realms duology. So it's just a duology, and it's like Asian inspired, and I am intrigued. I remember wanting the Scorpion and the Blossom, so. Got my copy in of Throne of Nightmares by Carrie Maniscalco. This is book 3 in the Prince of Sin series. And I've really enjoyed this series so far. This one has been my favorite of the series so far. I've already read this one as well. But it's a cool edition. This one is following Sloth, which I was thrilled. We love him. I said I didn't have a lot, but I guess I have a few at least. Finally, I feel like I've been waiting on this book for a very long time. Got Oathbound, my Fairy Loot edition of Oathbound by Tracy Dion. And I haven't even read this series yet, but I feel like it's taken a long time for this to come out. But I would like to. I just hope I don't have to wait a long time before the series concludes, because I don't think this is the last one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know this one was kind of pitched as, like, originally, like, Arthurian tales and Shadowhunters. So, like, demon hunting. So it sounds like something I would like. Also got Stormbreaker, another fairy loot book by Nisha J. Tully. Protect, Prosper, Preserve. Love this image. It's so cool. And for this one, it says, for 19-year-old Poet Graves, New Manhattan has always promised safety, if she obeys. Raised within the ruling houses and betrothed to a powerful heir, she enters Emory Academy knowing her future has already been decided. But Emory is nothing like she imagined. Its trials are brutal, its loyalties conditional, and its rules designed to expose weakness. As Poet struggles to survive, she must hide the truth that could get her executed. The storms don't fear her, they answer back. When a dangerous outsider from beyond the city walls enters the academy, Poet is drawn to him despite everything she's been taught to believe. He threatens the life she's been promised, and choosing him could cost her not just her future, but her freedom. A gripping dystopian romance filled with forbidden power, ruthless challenges, and a heroine who refuses to burn quietly. Perfect for fans of Divergent and Hunger Games. Say less, you know? I also got my indie edition of Sellerbound by Logan Piercy. This is a dragon series, and it's just a duology. I actually wasn't sure if it was a duology or not. I thought there might be more books, but it is in fact just a duology, and I know it's from the Scaleborn series. I have the first one down here, but this is book 2 and the last one in the series. I ordered this like a year ago, or I don't know, but it took a long time. Also got the Acrylopix, I always say their name wrong, editions of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. The first one I have right here, but I got the rest of them in. So I got A Court of Frost and Starlight, and these have the really cool like 3D edges that are impossible to catch on camera, but you can kind of see, like if I do this, you can kind of see it. But these are just super cool, and I really wanted them, so. Them not in order, just as I see them. A Court of Silver Flames. This one's so cool. Of Wings and Ruin. Of course, A Court of Mist and Fury. I love the Water Wolves. I also got my free loot edition of The Rebel and the Rose by Catherine Doyle. This is book 2 in the City of Phantom trilogy, and I have loved this series so far. So I wanted to kind of keep up with them. I love the blue in this. It's so pretty. But I really enjoyed this series. I'm really curious to see how it all plays out in book 3. I also got my fairy loot. This is like all fairy loot. I also got my fairy loot edition of Holly by Adeline Grace. I've been collecting this Adeline Grace series from fairy loot for a while, and I finally got in Holly. These editions are really, really pretty. I also think this is just like a precious cover. Those are all the books that I'm hauling for today. Most of them were just like fairy loot special editions and the rare odd edition I picked up along the way this year. I'm going to kind of organize my shelves a little bit, and then I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour, so stay tuned for that. Because I'm going to have to start packing a lot of these, so basically I'm going to leave, I think, these behind me and start packing up the rest of them. So they will have a little bit for a little bit longer, but eventually this will look a little bit different, so just bear with me as we are transitioning and going through a lot of changes. I hope you guys will continue to have fun with me and support me without the beautiful books behind me. I know that's not the point of this channel, but it does make me a little bit sad thinking about not having them, but I'm excited about the adventure regardless. Can't wait to share those adventures with you as well. Thank you so much for watching, but that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.